was busy playing in them. Here's Snoopy the dog playing in the leaves. And Charlie Brown's trying to rake them, so Charlie Brown says,
Good grief.
Good grief. Lucy stopped by with a football. How about practicing some plays, Charlie Brown? Asked Lucy. I'll hold the ball and you come running and kick it. You must think I'm really stupid, replied Charlie Brown. You just want me to come running up to the ball so you can pull it away and watch me fall flat on my back. This time you can trust me, said Lucy, flashing a toothy grin. Lucy's never up to any good, is she? No. But Charlie Brown didn't believe her. No, answered Charlie Brown. No, and no. Please, Charlie Brown, pleaded Lucy. I have a signed document testifying that I will not pull the ball away. Charlie Brown grabbed the piece of paper and studied it. It is signed. I guess if you have a signed document in your hand, you can't go wrong. It looks like I'm really going to kick the football this year. With that, Charlie Brown backed up and charged. Just as he was about to kick the ball, Lucy pulled it away. And Charlie Brown fell flat on his back. Ah! Charlie Brown screamed in pain. Lucy picked up the piece of paper. Funny thing, this signed document was never notarized. Notarized means like official. So basically, Lucy tricked him. And Charlie Brown says, what do you think he says? Good grief.
Good grief.
Meanwhile, Linus was inside writing an important letter. Dear Great Pumpkin, I'm looking forward to your arrival on Halloween night. Charlie Brown approached his friend. What are you writing, Linus? It's the time of year to write a letter to the Great Pumpkin, answered Linus. Who? Asked Charlie Brown, looking confused. So, Linus is going to explain the Great Pumpkin.
On Halloween night, Great Pumpkin rises out of the pumpkin patch and flies through the air with his bag of toys for all the children.
Who does that sound like? Kind of sounds like Santa Claus, yeah. After Charlie Brown left, Linus continued writing his letter. You must get discouraged because more people believe in Santa Claus than in you. Santa does get more publicity, and that might make you number 2, but that means you really just need to try harder. Just then, Lucy appeared. Oh, brother, moaned Lucy. Linus, are you writing a letter to that stupid pumpkin again? Linus nodded. I am the laughing stock of the neighborhood because every year my little brother writes a letter to the Great Pumpkin, cried Lucy, and stormed off. So Lucy doesn't believe in the Great Pumpkin. She's not being very nice to Linus, her brother. Sally appeared just as Linus was signing his letter. What are you doing, Linus? Asked Sally. Linus hesitated and then answered. I'm writing to the Great Pumpkin. He rises out of the pumpkin patch on Halloween night and brings bags of toys for children everywhere. Oh, Linus, swooned Sally. You say the cutest things. Hey, Sally, would you like to sit with me in the pumpkin patch on Halloween night and wait for the Great Pumpkin together? Asked Linus. And Sally says,
Oh, Linus, you say the cutest things. I'd love to.
Oh, Linus, you say the cutest things. I'd love to. She has these hearts. Linus went to mail his letter. man ran up waving a piece of paper in his hand. "Hey," exclaimed Charlie Brown. "I got an invitation to Violet's Halloween party." Lucy rolled her eyes. She went like this. "Oh, brother." She's not nuts. "Oh, brother," she said with a sneer. "Charlie Brown, if you got an invitation, then it must be a mistake." "Lucy, do you know if Linus is going to the party?" asked Sally. Lucy sighed. "Probably not. That blockhead brother of mine will be out of the pumpkin patch making a fool of himself, just like he does every year." "But maybe there really is a great pumpkin," said Sally. "Do I get to go trick-or-treating?" Sally asked her big brother. "Sure, Sally," replied Charlie Brown. Oh boy, exclaimed Sally. "How do we do it?" "It's very simple," Lucy said. "All you have to do is walk up to a house and ring the doorbell. When the person opens the door, say, 'Tricks or treats.'" Sally looked suspicious. "Are you sure that's legal?" "Oh, good grief," Lucy cringed. "Of course it's legal." Everyone met later that afternoon at Lucy's house in their costumes. "A person should always pick a costume which is in direct contrast to one's own personality," said Lucy as she lowered a witch mask over her face. Lucy looked Charlie Brown up and down. "Really, Charlie Brown, what are you supposed to be anyway?" Charlie Brown responded from underneath the cut-up sheet. "A ghost. I guess I had a little trouble with the scissors." "So, he got too many holes, but he's a ghost." "What do ghosts say?" "Boo. Pika. Boo. Boo." Good. A moment later, Snoopy pranced by all dressed up for Halloween. "What is he supposed to be?" asked Lucy. "A pilot from World War I, replied Charlie Brown. "Now I've heard everything," cried Lucy. "Okay, everyone, we'll go trick-or-treating and then head over to Violet's for the Halloween party. Everyone got their bag to fill." So here's Snoopy dressed as a pilot. A pilot, somebody who flies planes. And he was dressed as a pilot for World War I. Let's hear. The trick-or-treaters passed Linus, who was settled in the pumpkin patch, waiting for the great pumpkin. "Have you come to sing pumpkin carols?" asked a hopeful Linus. "Oh, good grief," cried Lucy, throwing her arms in the air. Lucy turned to Sally. "Well, are you coming with us or not?" Sally looked back and forth from Linus to her friends and then back at Linus. She went along, but at last minute she ran back. "I'm glad you decided to stay," Linus said to Sally. "Do you really think he'll come?" asked Sally.
On Halloween night, Great Pumpkin rises out of the pumpkin patch and flies through the air with his bag of toys for all the children.
So, Sally, where is Sally? Sally ended up staying with Linus because he thinks the pumpkin's gonna come. Meanwhile, the trick-or-treaters were starting their rounds in the neighborhood. Each time someone opened their door, everyone cried. What'd they say? "Trick or treat." Good. Let's say it one more time just for practice. Trick or treat. Good job. "Could I have an extra piece for my blockhead of our brother, please?" said Lucy, flashing a toothy grin. "He couldn't come with us because he's sitting in a pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin." noticed that Snoopy was missing. Oh, Snoopy the dog. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Snoopy had gone off by himself and climbed on top of his doghouse. He pretended it was World War I airplane. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. The World War I flying ace fires machine guns. Ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. The Red Baron fired back. Curse you, Red Baron. The brave pilot went down with his plane. The World War I flying ace sneaked off into the night. Behind enemy lines, he took shelter where he could, but always pressed on toward his goal. When everyone finished trick-or-treating, they started walking to Violet's house for the party. On their way, they passed by the pumpkin patch. Well, has the great pumpkin been by yet? Asked Violet with a smirk. You missed trick-or-treating, and now you are going to miss the Halloween party, said Pepper and Patty. Sally stepped forward and replied, You all think you are so smart. You just wait. The great pumpkin is going to show. Linus knows what he's talking about. With that, the kids left for Violet's house. Once at the party, everyone started to partake in the Halloween festivities. Some were carving pumpkins, while others were getting ready to bob for apples. Out of my way, said Lucy, stepping up to the barrel. Let me show you how it's done. After a few seconds, Lucy pulled her head out of the bucket, but instead of just pulling out an apple, she pulled out a beagle. Snoopy is a beagle. Beagle is a type of dog, so she went in to get the apple, and Snoopy already had part of it. Ew, cried Lucy. My lips touched dog's lips. Gross. Later at the pumpkin patch, Linus and Sally were still waiting for the great pumpkin to make an appearance. Suddenly, a rustling noise came from the middle of the pumpkin patch. They both turned toward the noise.
I hear the great pumpkin! There he is! There he is! It's the great pumpkin! He's rising up out of the pumpkin patch!
Linus was so overwhelmed with excitement that he fainted. He went, and fainted. Who does that look like? Let's find out. Within seconds, Linus came to his senses and sat up. He looked around and asked, What happened? Did I faint? Did he leave us any toys? I was robbed, Sally yelled. Halloween is over and I missed it. You kept me up all night waiting for the great pumpkin, and the only thing that came was a beagle. When the great pumpkin comes, I'll still put a good word in for you, Linus yelled to Sally. But she was gone. Oh, great pumpkin, moaned Linus. Where are you? Later that night, Lucy woke up, looked at her clock, and went to check on her brother. He was not in his room, so she went outside and found him sleeping in the pumpkin patch. She picked him up and carried him home and put him to bed. The next morning, Charlie Brown and Linus met up. Well, another Halloween has come and gone, and all I got was a bag full of rocks, said Charlie Brown. I guess the great pumpkin never showed.
Waiting for the great pumpkin isn't stupid. Just wait until next year, Charlie Brown. You'll see. I'll find a pumpkin patch that's real sincere. And I'll wait until the great pumpkin rises up with his bag of toys for all the children. Just you wait, Charlie Brown. You'll see.
And who knows, maybe next